Hello guys, Art-teeves here. In this video, I want to share a sped-up process of 3D modeling, all while conjuring this stylized robot witch. Let's get started. I want to apologize in advance for the fact that I didn't record the first part of modeling this horseshoe. I didn't have any reference image, so I've done some cuts throughout the video to only show you things I did right. Also, I didn't bake anything here. The whole model consists of 5 parts, has around 17k polygons, and the horseshoe is technically just hanging there. I've created a central line by using the Connect tool, then made it into a spline, and used Shift-I key combo to position cylinders I want to subtract. The easiest way to model such horseshoe is to use a spline tool and go over some inputted picture. I use a star spline and cross-section tool to create the dress. Remember that your objects shall be attached to each other should you decide to turn them into editable poly. I've also experimented with the shape of the dress just a little bit, nothing really special though. Once the shape is defined, I populate its geometry and make it smooth. Generally, you want your polygons to be as close to square form as possible. In many cases, you also want to avoid making vertices that connect over 5 edges. I use chamfers and apply swift loops while holding the Shift key, which makes your swift loops consider existing geometry. Then I enable the edge constraint and apply noise to the bottom edge, to give the dress some uneven fabric form. I create the body model, subtract holes for hands, use automated retopology on it, and apply the symmetry tool. I scale the horseshoe to match the rest of the model and position it to its place. I don't connect it to a dress, so it will be just hanging there. Remember to give all cylinders a proper amount of polygons depending on their size and position. This will increase the quality of your shading. I fix some vertices by moving them around manually while having the edge constraint function enabled. Even a single chamfer makes most edges look a lot better when it comes to stylized modeling. I make the head from a simple cylinder using the same technique I used for the dress. I also extruded central part to highlight its mechanical robotic nature. Once again, I apply slight noise to its outer edges to make it match the dress and other cloth elements. I give the head some thickness by using the shell modifier and chamfer its edges. Then I proceed to modeling head. I change the angle of the head and use the combination of Boolean tool, automated retopology and symmetry tool to create the head. Finally, I detach only some intersecting parts, blend them together, fix their topology, and attach them back. I use the FFD modifier to taper a hemisphere and place it as the witch's eye by using the Object Paint tool. Then I simply attach it and bridge it to its new surroundings. The intersection of the head might not have ideal topology, but some shading errors will be barely noticeable under the head itself. I apply some threads to the neck. This can actually be baked to a cylinder should you decide to optimize your model. Sleeves and cuffs get the same noise I've used for the dress and head to match the overall style of our model. Remember to use the edge constraint function. In order to position them properly, I switch to local coordinate system and then back to world. I give them some volume by using the shell modifier, but only on their detached frontal part to leave the rest of geometry intact. I edit my geometry here just a little bit, to avoid having some vertices that connect over 5 edges. This method may be required sometimes, but it is by no means a general workflow. Hands are created as thick splines that have the same amount of edges as their corresponding sleeves. Remember to make their polygons as close to square shape as possible, so that it will be easy to bend them should you decide to animate your robot later on. I create cuffs the same way I've made sleeves, dress and head. Their external parts also get same noise and shell modifiers. I put them in their place by using the Object Paint tool. Then I proceed to making hands. For that I create a sphere and subtract 3 lesser spheres from it that are separated by a 120 degrees angle. I use splines of different sizes and angles to create fingers. Finally, I simply merge everything together. Automated retopology may give each hole a slightly different amount of edges. You may fix that by using the symmetry tool and rotating your mirror, or by giving each corresponding finger spline the same amount of edges. You may try to give your polygons a nearly square shape to make subsequent animation process a lot easier. In order to connect fingers to the hand, I make sure that all splines intersect with their corresponding surfaces properly. Finally, I detach all intersecting parts, boolean them together, weld their vertices and attach them back. If they have matching amount of edges, you may sometimes simply bridge them together. I merge all elements of the hand together, fix their topology and copy the hand to the other side of the torso. Before doing it, you may consider checking it for angons, overlapping or isolated vertices, resetting its transform, scale, and X-form. I leave the top part of the boot flat, so I can easily connect a leg to it. The leg will have some kind of a rubber material, so we will be able to justify animating it the way we want. I give all hard edges a single chamfer here, fix boot's topology, attach legs to them, and then proceed to modeling pants. I don't apply noise to pants, as they will stay barely visible, and I don't want to increase our poly count for no reason. I rotate pants just a little bit and apply an FFD modifier to Witch's legs in order to get rid of straight lines. Breaking them makes stylized models look a lot better in many cases. I merge everything together and do some final checkups. First I position the model to 000 scene coordinates, then I reset its scale, transform and X-form, check it for angons, and finally refer to the 3ds Max XView tool to scan model for some overlapping elements, isolated vertices or open edges. Also I make sure that all elements are centered to their rotation points. In the next video I'll cover the process of texturing. Thanks for watching, guys! If you got any value from this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more stylized content, and most importantly, have a great day!